Oh my God, that was only the opening credit bit. Before the opening credit. Fucking hell. G'day guys and welcome to Raging Rhino. It is time for episode 5 of The Acolyte. We are now moving past the halfway point of this series. Of course, it's been an absolute disaster. As you've seen all the videos and everybody talking about it out there, none of it's been toxic, misogynistic, sexist, racist, any of that stuff. It has more so been about the writing, the lore, the canon, the continuity, the issues with the actual show. But I don't think I need to say any more than that. Let's get straight into this episode. If you are new here, you get to see my reactions as I go through the episode. And of course, you get to hear my thoughts and my review at the very end. Let's do this. By the way, this episode, if you didn't know, based on the fact that last week's episode was called Day, is called Night. So lazy and pathetic. So ridiculous. Oh, I'm expecting more ridiculousness. By the way, if you didn't know, this is Leslie Headland's favorite episode. Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant. This is her favorite episode. So, and I'm expecting that this would be the fight that we saw in the trailer, would be the fight that is supposed to rival the prequel fight, the Duel of the Fates. Oh, one Jedi down. Oh my God, is this filmed in the volume or something? Because, okay, this isn't just, again, another stupid thing, right? Like, they're fighting. She can hear the lightsabers when we get close enough to her face. But just a couple of seconds earlier, she's standing there. The fight's sort of taking place just over here, based on what we see in the next shot. Now we start hearing lightsabers, but, like, it's right there. I know, look, I know that that's a nitpick, but, like, come on. Seriously. They're taking the audience for fools here with this kind of shit. Here you go, the red shirts. Whoa, what? He's got like some Beskar helmet. Like, what the hell was that? Oh, right to the helmet, right to the head. Oh, ran out of batteries. What the hell? Oh, this guy's good. Oh, both of them at the same time. Wow. She's going to save Yord. Man, complete Beskar. How does that work? Where was the armor to stop that from happening? Oh, man, I've already got so many questions. Like, this is the problem when you've got something like this. It's like, if you have to sit there and ask why or how as many times as I already have in what the first... Let's just go back to where the recap starts, or ends, sorry, I should say. We've literally, 2 minutes? 2 minutes in, and I've already asked, like, why and how, like, I don't know, 5 times? He's been hit in the head with a lightsaber. For some reason, their lightsabers weren't turning on and off. Has he got something that disrupts them, does he? Because then they started working, so it's not like they needed charge or anything like that. And, like, even though Osha's running away there, why wouldn't he kill Yord first? Like, Yord says run to Osha. Yord's on the ground. He's had his legs sliced. So he couldn't really move. He couldn't really defend himself. Wouldn't you just finish the job? But he starts following without doing anything to Yord. It's actually mind-blowingly bad. And I'm 2 minutes in. Oh, grab the Wookiee lightsaber. Whoa, what a lightsaber throw. Oh, hang on. What, Soul just pops out of nowhere? Where was he while all the other Jedi were fighting him and being killed? He just disappears from, like, the previous episode where they all get force pushed away. He's just gone from the scene. When we open up this scene, it kills all of the red shirt Jedis, and then Soul just appears out of nowhere. This is shocking. And how did Yord get in front of him when he was on the ground? Oh my God, this is so retarded already. With a sliced leg from a lightsaber.
Civilian, to the ship.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that was only the opening credit bit. Before the opening credit. Fucking hell! How are you running like that, Yord, when you've got a sliced leg?
I don't want to have to subdue you, but I will.
Oh my god.
Come on.
And Jackie just comes out of nowhere. Where was she during the first fight? So, hang on a second. At the tail end of the last episode, the very last scene that we saw, they were all together, all the Jedi, and they got force pushed away, all in the same direction. Maybe there was a little bit of spread, but nowhere near to the point where they would be split up. The Sith person then kills all the red shirt Jedis, the ones that don't speak. Again, I want to point out that it makes the universe really small, just having those characters there for, you know, everybody knew that they were all going to die, right? At least give them some line of dialogue in the conversation of what's actually going on, but nothing. So they're just all there to be killed. But Jackie and Sol aren't nowhere to be seen. Jackie just somehow is able to track May through the back door of the hut, or I don't know if this is the front door of the hut, but whatever. She's just there all of a sudden. And Sol was there to save Osha. This is just plain bad writing. Not even nothing to do with Star Wars whatsoever. Nothing to do with lore, canon, continuity, all the stuff that I usually talk about. The consistency of the writing, the consistency of where we know the characters to be and what these characters' motivations are and all of that sort of thing is so lacking that it actually hurts your brain to watch. Wow. Oh, we go to hand-to-hand combat. You know, Jackie, you've got a lightsaber. And May, you've got a lightsaber now too. Hey, Force.
You're under arrest for the murder of Master Indara. The murder of...
Oh my god, you're using blades again. Get the lightsaber out that you fucking got. Throwing knives.
Show your face.
And let you read my thoughts.
Oh, what? Okay, first of all, reading thoughts is a Disney Star Wars additive. There's always the sense of feeling and stuff like that, yes. But actually going in and reading people's thoughts isn't a thing. You can do a mind trick to get them to admit to something or tell you what you want to hear or what you want to know. But to read the thoughts, and what? This helmet is like a Magneto helmet? Stops Charles Xavier from getting in and controlling him? Oh man, this is so retarded. And I'm not even like halfway through the episode. I'm not even close to halfway through the episode.
What master hides his face from his pupil?
You tell me.
What does that mean?
Jackie is a Jedi. She can take care of herself.
She's a Padawan. She's a Padawan, and you know that there's a Sith out there. How do you know it's not the Sith that she's actually fighting? She's not a fucking Jedi. The dialogue is so bad.
He doesn't follow the rules of combat. And there's no method to his movements. It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't follow the rules of combat. The rules of combat, whatever they are.
Keep moving.
I don't know how he's running like that when he's got a sliced leg. She moved forward into the knife and then back again to headbutt. She should be dead real quick. And he just disappears.
The light attracts them.
Attracts what?
That's foreshadowing something, isn't it? Oh, she's such a pussy. Why don't they just let him kill her? That's what he wants to do. Huh. They're going to attract them to him. This is so pathetically ridiculous.
Run!
He can't run. He's had his leg chopped. Oh, the helmet. Oh, and the punches to the face. Oh, and that knocks his helmet off. Aha! That's so funny. I got to point something out there. She got stabbed 3 times because 1, she'll survive. So they had to make sure that it was 3 times just to make sure that you know that she's dead. There you go. And I also want to point out that she elbows him to the head and that makes his helmet like break into two pieces, but being hit by a lightsaber deflects it. He's used his helmet multiple times during these fights to deflect lightsabers. He got punched in the face, I don't know, multiple times just before this event by Sol, and like Sol's not, my fists or anything like that, but at the same time, his helmet doesn't come off, but his helmet comes off when she elbows him to the face. Oh man, my brain hurts. We're going to find out who it is. And it is him. All right, I was wrong. I said it was a witch. Unless he's a transitioned witch.
Not very Jedi of you.
What you're saying is not very Star Wars of you. Why would you throw your saber away?
What are you?
I have no name.
That's lazy.
Sith.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. The complete and utter deconstruction of the prequels in one line of dialogue. And I do think it's pretty lazy and pathetic that he doesn't have a name. What, he didn't name himself Darth anything? The Dark Lord of the Sith? Nothing. He doesn't have a name. But, you know, Jedi like you would probably call me Sith or something like, let's just get through this. This is so painful.
I did wear a mask.
That's dumb as hell.
An acolyte.
This is retarded.
But this... So now I have to kill every single last one of you.
Yeah, but hold on. Not only do you have to kill every single last one of them, but you also need to cover your tracks if you want to maintain the fact that you want to stay hidden. So that the Jedi can think that there is no Sith 100 years down the track in the prequels. You can't have Jackie with 3 lightsaber holes in her. You can't have a Wookiee that's got a lightsaber blade cut across the chest. All the other Jedi, the red shirt Jedis that you killed, you can't leave them behind if you want to maintain inconspicuous, like hidden. Because the Jedi will just keep hunting you because somebody with a lightsaber, although we have had in previous episode where, I don't know her name, Leslie Headland's wife said that, I can tell that she was trained by a Jedi based on a hologram. Yes! Yes! The Yord Horde are crying right now. Jackie's dead, Yord's dead, everyone's dead. Do we get to see Sol die now? Hilarious. And I also want to point out that Jackie put up more of a fight against this Sith than Yord did. Completely, like, and he's a Jedi Master. She was a Padawan. Oh, you got her this time. But you forget to pick up your lightsabers? You're going back to hand-to-hand combat. Oh, it's about time. Yeah, strike him down in anger. That's a good way. I want to point out, I don't know if you noticed this, but when he's holding the blade to his throat there is no lightsaber sound effect whatsoever. Nothing.
What have you done?
Now you start hearing the saber.
The Jedi do not attack the unarmed.
Oh, this line again. He just called himself a Sith. Oh my god. These bugs should be easy for him. Are you serious? He just killed multiple Jedi, and bugs are a problem for him.
Say that. They've brainwashed you.
You were gonna go. You were gonna go join the Jedi. Now what? May is flipping back again. Man,
I love you.
you wanted to kill her.
Choose them again.
Okay, I guess that knocked her out. What's she doing? She's gonna cut her own head off. Do it, mate! She's making herself look like Osha, giving her Osha's haircut. He finally was able to kill them all. So May swapped clothes. Things become even worse if he gets back to Coruscant and reports this. Which it looks like he's going to. Unless May actually kills Sol without a weapon. Can't Sol sense that it's May? Compared to Osha? Like, surely he was able to sense Osha. Osha was his Padawan once. He force healed her. Wouldn't he notice that she's got short hair? I don't know. But wow. Wow. I mean, what more can I say than that? There were so many actual issues with this episode. Now, okay, I got to point this out really quickly. The choreography of the lightsaber fights, not bad. Not the worst I've ever seen. Certainly not the worst I've ever seen. Not great by any stretch. Certainly nowhere near prequel level of saber fights. But the choreography wasn't too bad. That's probably the only redeeming quality in this entire episode. But as you can see, as we went through and you saw my reactions, again, I kind of feel like in these videos now, I don't necessarily have to go back over everything that I reacted to. You saw my reactions. I gave my explanations of why I think it's stupid or whatever the case may be. And we're now at a level in the writing. We're now at a level with Star Wars lore and canon that just cannot be explained on so many different levels. Like his helmet, for example. It stops you from reading his mind or controlling his mind. It also stops lightsabers. It also shuts down lightsabers, apparently. We've got May that has now gone and flip-flopped again. She was going to turn herself into the Jedi, and the only thing that mattered was Osha. So when Osha's saying to her, like, when they're having their conversation near the end there, wouldn't May just go, "You're alive. That's all that matters. I will turn myself in," and whatever the case may be. Or like, it just, that's where she was at the end of the last episode. And now we're here. You know, she could go in and say, "Look, I didn't kill the Wookiee. I will admit that obviously I killed the other two masters." But at the same time, she wanted to turn herself in at the end of the last episode and went completely against her master. And she kept running away. And man, the dialogue that takes place, he identifies himself as a Sith. Jackie gets stabbed 3 times just so that you know that she's actually dead. Because if she got stabbed once, well, you know, she could come back from that. Yord got his neck broken. The Yord Horde's going to be like real pissed about that. Kind of the Yord thing kind of makes me think of the Razor Crest when they released a toy of the Razor Crest and then the very next episode they blew it up. A lot of the dialogue too, they try and make it sound so profound, but it is actually really weak because you don't care about the characters. The characters don't really mean anything to anyone. I will say the guy that is playing Smilo Ren probably does a decent job in his acting. But again, it's the lines that he's given to actually deliver that is a really big issue. He's able to take out all of these Jedi Masters and Jedi Padawans and Jedi Knights, but yet a couple of bugs is what actually is his downfall in this fight and not able to end up killing absolutely everybody here. And he leaves the evidence just lying around. Well, we don't know whether or not he specifically cleans it up. We don't necessarily know whether or not he thinks that the person at the very end there is Osha or whether or not he knows that it's not May. And he does a force heal when, again, we're being explained by Disney Star Wars books that the reason why Rey and Kylo were able to do that was because they were a part of a dyad. Does that mean he's a part of a dyad? Are they triplets? But he was just the hidden one? In fact, I want to go back and just show you something really quickly that I noticed the other day. If you remember, this scene here is from episode 3, right? The flashback, where we get the lesbian coven of witches having a mass orgasm. Who's this? Let me play it just as much as we don't want to hear it again. Let me just play it.
The power of
Who's this? There's feet. Let me just move myself out the way really quickly. There's feet there. Not there now, though. Cut out of this shot. But there again now. Again, you see the feet. There's a person there. in a cloak. So I just noticed that the other day. Is that Smilo? Was he a part of this whole thing that happened? He was the only dude there. Maybe these twins weren't Immaculate Conception. Maybe it was Smilo that impregnated them. Maybe he did provide the sperm. I don't know. Maybe it's a witch that's transitioned to be a man so that he can hide himself. I don't know. But I just thought I'd point that out, that nobody actually really noticed that there was an actual being there. And then, I don't know if I think that's it there, the person. It was kind of more here, to be honest with you. But the edits don't matter, you know. Anyway, we don't need to watch any more of that. But I did notice that, and I'm thinking, is that Smilo? So just back to this episode, Yord gets sliced in the leg in the opening fight. And he's able to just run at normal pace, keeping up with Osha. Do you reckon he was in front of Osha the whole time? Do you reckon he should probably be behind Osha, like, you know, trying to keep up, hobbling, because he's had his leg sliced? No, that just doesn't matter anymore. Able to kill off all of these Jedi, very powerful Sith, and he refers to himself as a Sith. Jackie and Sol just disappear out of the scene at the beginning, and then all of a sudden they are there when they need to be. It's a mess. It's a mess. And I would have to say that this is probably the best episode out of all of them, or the better way to say it is it's the least worst episode out of all of them, because there's so much action in it and the choreography isn't too bad that that's its only redeeming quality. The dialogue, the editing, the magic appearances of characters here and there and everywhere. It's choppy and it's all over the place, and it is really, really, really bad. But the only thing that gives it that slight edge that trumps all the other episodes is that the choreography was at least, in a sense, decent. I do find it funny too. I did a video earlier this week talking about, like, where'd the money go for the budget? We were talking about the intimacy coordinator. Apparently there was an intimacy coordinator on this episode. What did you see in this episode that would require an intimacy coordinator? Was it the bit where Osha and May hug and have a bit of a cry together? Was that what they needed an intimacy coordinator for? But also, too, on top of that, Daphne Keane mentioned that they did training. They did force training. So somebody taught them how to wave their hand like a Jedi. How many times did we see Jackie in this entire series, between the time that we saw her alive and the time that we saw her dead? How many times did she actually use the Force? Once. And it was to push Osha through the door when she first confronts her. This bit right here. So you hired someone to teach her how to use the Force so that she could use the Force and make it look cool. That was it. That was the only time we've ever seen her actually use the Force, and they hired someone, they paid someone, spent money out of this $180 million budget to teach her how to do that. Amazing. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the episode. It's a fucking disaster. This is unbelievably bad. Choppy as hell. And the biggest part of it is the destruction to the lore when it comes to him revealing that he is a Sith. I was thinking that there's going to be no actual Sith in this, but he is a Sith. Where's Plagueis? Where's Tenebris? Why aren't they executing this quote-unquote Sith? Because they are a rival to the rule of two and their domination of the galaxy, the grand plan. No, Leslie Headland doesn't know any of that because she's not a Star Wars fan. Never has been. Based on everything that we've seen, Leslie Headland has never been a Star Wars fan, ever. Anyway, I could ramble on for ages. We are, of course, going to cover this episode, and we probably will do a full breakdown of this episode on Casual Rage this week on Friday. So stay tuned for that. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for episode 6. God damn. Later, guys.